Welcome to Chapter 1, Encompassing Effective CPTED Solutions in 2017 and Beyond Concepts and Strategies. This is our book, Chapter 1 of our book, and we're going to look at what this does for us, how all this work comes together. Okay? This is what our goal is today. Hang on. All right, so we're going to take a look at crime prevention and how do we design for it, right? Crime prevention through environmental design. We've talked about this, at least in my intro, I mentioned physical security is becoming is a big thing. No matter where we live, yes, we still have to deal with all the online attacks that occur throughout the world, but this one we're going to deal with physical security. How do we secure our building? Where are the server rooms? You know, they're always somewhere interior to the building, should never be left out on the exterior wall. They should be hidden, high security. So that's what we're going to look at. But this is what we want to take a look at today. We're going to look at how to apply the CPTED, integrate it, and utilize it for recommendations. So that is our goal for this. Here's our wonderful concepts we're going to look at: crime prevention, space, targeting hardware. As I mentioned, it shouldn't be an outside world. Vehicular travel routes and parking facilities, but pedestrian travels. Where would we want to hide it? And that's what we want to look at. So the physical environment is manipulated, produced by all these things trying to get to our server. So we need to figure out, it's not just let's stick it in a room. We should design where it is. Look at who has access to it. What public areas, if anyone, should have it. Even within the building, within your own company, where do we hide our server room? Are there windows so people can see it? Does the cleaning lady have access to our server room? So we should really look at understanding where all this goes, how does it come about, and where do we want to put it. So this goes back, Tim Crow wrote the crime prevention through environmental design in the early 90s, and today Tim's book is updated by Lawrence Finelli in 2013. And here's the thing with it. Unlike the online technology, physical security hasn't changed much, but we overlook it. And this is why it's such an important piece of material that we want to cover today. Let's see what else. The environment. Let's see. So we want to take a look at this, understand crime prevention is what it is. Is it someplace easy to get to? Who can get to it? You know, we love the Mission Impossible movies. They're always impossible to get to. It's for a reason. That's not just in the movies. So the space, continuum space within the resident, public, semi-private, and private. Where is our space? The public space, wherever its legally status is perceived by all members of resident neighborhood to belong. Semi-private space, semi-private space. We also have a semi-public space. All members are plugged without passing through a locked guarded barrier. Semi-private space restricted for use by residents, guests, service people. Think of it as a pool. And private, strictly individual dwellings. So this is what each space looks like. So targeting. We want to deny access, right, to physical or artificial barriers. The term natural refers to deriving access control, surveillance, and lighting strategies must be planned for. We want to take a look at understanding. Just like your house, you have a lock on it, you have valuables, you might have a safe in your house. Where is it? It's hidden somewhere. Same with our server room. We want to make sure it's not overlooked. We want to make sure that it's hard to get to and that we know who's coming and going. That's what our goal is. And the CP-TED employs pure targeting and strategies to make sure that we have it. Street lighting, another big thing. Do you have cameras and lighting that goes around? Actually, we're looking at putting more lights around for my grandkids so we can see what's going on. But these are some of the things that you have. Your neighborhood. Where do you live? So let's take a look at some strategies. Natural access, natural surveillance, and territorial reinforcement. So access control and surveillance has been the primary design of CP-TED. And it allows us to have this. But what is the surveillance? So if we look at that, natural access control, natural surveillance, territorial reinforcement, we have an overlap. That is the space management that we need to adjust and take a look at, that we want to examine. So basically, this is access control. That's the other course that you probably need to take sooner or later. Is the design concept directly preliminary as decreasing crime opportunity. I'm a big skier. I'll mention I'll run a bio real quick. I'll put you can refer to my bio. And it's funny, most crimes. I'm a skier. It is ski season has started, but crime happens. Someone walks by, see a pair of skis. It's an opportunity. They grab it and go. I always lock my skis up. I've never had a problem. I've had friends who've had them stolen because they don't lock them up. A lot of times, theft is opportunity. If we give the opportunity there, anywhere, someone's going to take it. If we deter, if there's any deterrence, chances are nothing's going to happen. And we don't take much to deter people. But this is what we forget, is we got to have some type of deterrent to make sure that no one's going to want to steal. If there's something there to put us in the way of preventing a theft, that's what we want to do. And that's what we're going to look at. Let's see. Traditional access to surveillance, we talked about that. So putting a fence up, having cameras up that people can see. We don't want to make it readily available. We want it well lit for at night, motion detectors. These are some of the different things that we want to make sure we incorporate into our thing. Targeted hardening, right? Design concepts. Access control, organized, mechanical, natural, putting space around it. Surveillance, organized, police, mechanical, lighting, natural. If you think about old movies you might have watched, where are the forts located? On something that's defendable, that open plains, that they can see people coming for miles. That is what we're talking about. We want to protect what we have, and we want to see what's coming. So that's kind of what we want to take a look at and say, hey, this is what it is, our access control. Who has access to it? Do they need a key card to get in? Are there guards? Are there lights? And then we want it well lit. Like that's the surveillance part. But this is what is planned out. It's not let's throw it here, let's do it. We want to plan this out and understand what's going on. Signs, barriers. These are all the different things that we want to make sure we put in place to prevent anything in there. Maintenance. Finally, care and maintenance. We want to make sure that all the lights work, that they're up to snuff, that the recordings, not that long ago in a couple towns over, there was a burglary and they had surveillance cameras, but they didn't work. Or they weren't recording properly. So these are the things that, as maintenance, we want to make sure that we take care of understanding the maintenance. That everything is working. The lights are working. The curbs are in good shape. The barriers, the locks on the doors are working. So these are the little things that we want to take into consideration to ensure that we have everything that we have. Let's see. So, one of the things in your book is put shrubbery. You talk to any criminal, and we used to watch shows about people trying to break into your house and stuff, and it was an interesting show in the fact that it taught me what not to do. Having bushes that cover a window are really bad because no one can see the burglar trying to get in. So you want to clean up what's going on and all these things. Now we have the 3D approach. It must be understandable and practical for normal use. Is based on the 3 functions dimension. All human space has some designated purpose. All human space has a social, cultural, legal, or physical definition that prescribes the desired acceptable behavior. All human space is designed to support and control the desired behavior. So these are the basic 3 things that we always will look at for everything that we do. In our neighborhood, and the people who work in the buildings or commercial area must be able to get to it without a big thing. The technology, traffic engineers, city planners, we have to have this. The 3 approach, right? Designation. There are hundreds of examples of CP-TED practical as we provide what's going on. But the strategy, territorial reinforcement, natural access control, and natural surveillance are inherent to what we want to look at. Let me just see. Some examples. Provide a clear border, some examples of the strategy that we want. Let's see, yep, here we go. Provide clear border definition of controlled space. Provide clearly marked transitional zones that indicate movement where people shouldn't be. Think of an airport. Certain areas we can go to, we can't go to, same type of thing. Relocation and gathering to locations within the natural surveillance and access control, or locations away from view. Make sure you have no blind spots with your camera system. Placing safe activities in unsafe locations to bring along the natural surveillance. Placing unsafe activities in a safe spot to overcome the vulnerabilities. Redesignate the use of space, improving the schedule of the space that we have, redesigning space, overcoming distance of isolation. So these are some of the things that we want to do. So when we have an assessment, natural surveillance, what do we naturally have going around us? Is it a well-lit area? Who has access to it? What territorial areas do we have? Physical maintenance, order maintenance, activity support. So these are some of the different things that we want to do to help fight crime. Some recommendations: one-way streets through traffic neighborhoods. Red is a powerful, different colors. Red, positive physical security. Negatives, what we want to have. So the crime analysis, the type of crime that happens in the area, who's living in the area, demographics. When creating any type of business or securing a location, land use, observations, is it isolated? Are there people driving by? Is it well lit? These are all the different things that we want to think about when we're creating our system. Let's see. Some strategies, identification of long, short, and long-term goals. Let's see, encourage a collective response to problems, interdisciplinary approach to urban problems, encouragement of better police. So these are all the different things that we have. An ounce of prevention that we want to look at. Do we have someone there watching it? Collaboration is the key towards understanding what we have. So to review some of the last things we want to look at, CPTED concepts have been proved to enhance community activities or reducing crime. CPTED concepts are fundamental to traditional law enforcement values in terms of helping the community to function properly. CPTED requires the unique information source and inherited, and problems and issues bear that. Methods and techniques can directly improve property values. No matter the size, law enforcement must be involved to help understand what's going on. And what else do I have? Surrounding neighborhood, what do you have? What's adjacent land used for? Just saw an awesome movie. It's actually an old movie. Law-abiding citizen. And this guy's convicted of a crime, but he owned a building next to the jail, so he's able to get in and out. So what does your adjacent land look like? Is it street? Is it private? Is it open? Is it a park? What are traffic patterns? What are the pedestrians that might be around? And what recommendations do you have for that? First impressions, perimeter, and points of entry. First impressions on approaching the site. As I said, when I worked at the wireless company, there was a fence, there was cameras. If you didn't have a badge, you couldn't even get on it. No names, well lit, cameras, multiple cameras covering, so there's no blind spots. So no one could get in. Signs that identify it. Like I said, we didn't want anyone in the building, so we had no signs. Surveillance opportunities, landscaping. There was no shrubbery around the building at all. These are some of the different things that we want to do. What is the car situation? Are there cars close by? Can someone get in with a car? Parking lots, how far away are they? We want to keep vehicles that could crash into the building far away. Exterior grounds. Target, they put those giant balls in front of their entranceway to keep people from getting in and out. Building interiors, we have closed caption TV, CCTV surveillance. What about people making deliveries? Are they on an approved list? You have dumpster diving. We cover a lot of this in our security courses. Who can get in the building afterwards? As I talked about in my intro, I needed to get into the building. I literally went into the basement, and there was a door ajar, and I was able to get into the entire building without my badge. Some recommendations: one-way streets, through traffic, a lot of flow of people, bleed off the parking lot entrances, mall and major facility parking. So these are some of the different things that we want to do. We talked a little about the red, colors of choice. It usually helps stop what's going on. So red is the choice of powerful color. Blue is the keep in mind essential and soothing. And these are some of the different colors that we can have. These are in your book. Landscaping is a huge part of everything that we do. Fence, signs, reduce the number of windows. And what's the neighborhood like? Is it a crime area? You're going to need a lot more security. CPTED addresses the potential victim and the potential criminal's mindset in preventing crime through manipulation that's built around it. Security is a pre-thought, not an afterthought. We don't buy a building and say, how are we going to prevent this from being there? We look at all the areas before we buy it so we can see what we want to do. All right, that's the review for Chapter 1.